let's talk about American history on a budget. And actually, I'm going to present a whole lot of options to you of ways to introduce your kids to American history and get them active and involved, because I don't know what your budget is. So that budget's going to span a bit, but let's start with what our family is using this summer to learn American history. And actually, I don't talk much about Christian Liberty Press on my channel. I think that's because I consider it old and outdated, and it's not really true. Like, it's not outdated. They have good things, but they haven't really updated their books over the years, and so they just look kind of dated. But this makes them incredibly affordable for families. I actually got this one at a homeschool swap location, which I've talked about in another video. It's called Place of Grace. But this book is American Pioneers and Patriots. It's geared for more like a third grade level, I think, or even younger. But we're doing it as a family study for my third, fifth, and going into seventh grade kids. And I didn't know how much of this we would get through, if I would like it or not. I'm really enjoying it. We read a story, and we're reading a story every day. Actually, it's broken into units here, and instead of reading just like a chapter a day, we're actually reading the full unit every day, which makes it only 12 days long. And what I have loved about it is the way they're telling the stories of different pilgrims coming over to America from France and Spain and Holland and England. It follows the story of children that were on the Mayflower, or the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, or the other ways that they came, the animals that they brought with them, the responsibilities that these kids had as they were making their trips, as they're traveling by birch bark canoe further into the Americas. And it's going through so many fun stories that my kids don't mind sitting and listening to the full story. And so I think that's where my kids are older, so we're able to read more. But otherwise, you would break up each unit. They relate, they connect with these kids because they're the same ages, and they can think about what it would be like to be a pilgrim coming. And this book spans quite a time frame, and we'll cover going by covered wagons over too. And so you're really getting a lot of early U.S. history kind of spread over a couple hundred years actually in this book. We have continued with it, and we're really liking it. Something that, if you can do it, I think it's really worth the investment, is getting costumes for your kids. This makes U.S. history so much fun, because then when you're learning about, Daniel Boone was one. We didn't really talk much about him, but we talked about a lot of the people at that time that would have gone to Boonesboro, and having a Davy Crockett hat, Daniel Boone things, or a tricorn hat, those make learning a lot of fun. And then Lincoln logs, I picked these up at Goodwill. I look on Facebook Swap Shop for Lincoln logs, and my kids can sit and play with those as we're going. Another fun thing is these American figures, famous figures of the American Revolution. So here's one of a Continental soldier, and we have Benjamin Franklin, Davy Crockett. I'm looking up on our timeline because we put some of them up there. George Washington, and then I think we still have a couple in here. We have Thomas Jefferson to cut out. So my kids can sit and cut these out as we're learning about them. And when you get this book, actually it comes with a colored version of this one's Patrick Henry. And then it comes with a coloring version. So your kids could color it if they're more interested in that. And that's for each figure that you go through. There's a Betsy Ross one to cut out and do. And your kids can just play with them, or you could end up putting them up on your timeline to remember when you were going to do that, or up on a bulletin board, or whatever you use to put them up there. But it helps refresh and bring some of those stories back as well. So I really like that. For handwriting, we're using two different resources right now. One of my kids is using the Draw Right Now, and several of these books actually go through different times in American history, but there's the flag, and you practice drawing the flag, and then it has on the other side 4 sentences for you to handwrite. This is manuscript. My son that's going through this book, I'm having him write it in cursive. So I wrote a sample of those sentences in cursive, and then he is drawing on the top of his journal page what the image is, and then writing in cursive what I have written. And so there's some really great things in there that he's working on drawing from, and some of their other books do it too. But I picked out this one, and you can get these again really cheap on swap shops or things because people are passing them along over the years of them being out. This is brand new. So this one isn't necessarily as cheap, but I've done a cursive video in the past showing the span of cursive from everything from like $1, $2 to $100 that you can pay for cursive. And I'll make sure to link that video for you. This one is brand new though, and it's called Write Like a Patriot, and it's by Masterbooks. I picked it up, and what I really like about this is that it's got like a quote from John Quincy Adams. You're learning just a little bit about who he is, maybe a little activity, a little hand exercise or thing to do. This one's just sharpening your pencil, but other times have been like stretching a rubber band or playing with Play-Doh. But that activity is really short, and you can choose if your kid needs to be working on their hand muscles a little bit. You could do those things, or you could skip them, and then you just turn the page. So it's only a front and back thing per day. And then it's got the quote. It shows the quote up here. So duty is ours, results are God's. It's a quote by John Quincy Adams. And then instead of having them like trace the whole thing, it gives the first word, duty, in cursive. And then they're going to finish writing it out, and they can just see it from up above. And then there's usually some kind of coloring activity down here. Maybe they have to draw an image. Maybe they're just circling something. And then maybe some additional quotes or facts about John Quincy Adams down there. This one on the next page, just for another example, this one's Abraham Lincoln, and they're going to do some wall sits. They're going to trace the Abraham Lincoln Memorial. They're going to write a quote from him. This one is 3 lines long, so it's a bit longer. And then here they're going to color the log cabin that Abraham Lincoln grew up in. My boys have been really enjoying this. They actually asked to do it for their English lesson that day. We've been doing one of these a week for their handwriting, but they really prefer it to what I have them doing for English right now. And so when I say it's time to do English, they'll be like, oh, can we do Write Like a Patriot? And so they're really enjoying it. And I like that it's on theme with what we're doing right now. Real Cool History for Kids by Angela Odell. She has a podcast, and you can actually go to her website and find out the chronological order of those podcasts and do that time in history that you want your kids to be learning about. So learning about the Revolutionary War, learning about Francis Scott Key, like you can put those in order and go through them. It's free because it's a podcast, which is really great for us. It's a story and really fun, which is really great for our kids. I download them on our Yodo, and my kids listen to them from the Yodo because for me, that's very hands off once I have it loaded onto a card, and then they can plug it in and it just picks up and continues going with the next story that's in order for them. I have videos on Yodo, so I'll try to, again, remember to link those down below for you so that you can hear more about Yodos and how we use that. I'll specifically link the one about podcasts that we do. But that is a really great episode. Or you could just listen to it on your phone while you're going grocery shopping. They're short. I think they're like 15 minutes maybe. And so as you're on your way to go to the grocery store, you can get a little history in a fun way. If you can spring the budget for it, these are a little bit more expensive, but Adventures in Odyssey has these adventures of like kids going into history and experiencing what it would be like to be in the Revolutionary War or other times. This one spans a lot of history again as well. I will caution though that because it is like so immersive of a listening experience, I think some of the early ones in here, especially, or like the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad, they're kind of intense and could be a little scary for younger kids. So make sure your kids are ready for the age appropriateness of this. We've also done Liberty Kids. This was a video series that I have and I put in our car, and we've done it for years. Actually, when we go on road trips in the summer, that's what my kids watch is Liberty Kids, and they've always enjoyed it. And it goes through the stories, again, through the perspective of kids. It's not a Christian world view, I will say. I want to say it's like a PBS Kids kind of thing. It's not PBS Kids, but it's like that. And so it's really great, not from a Christian worldview, so you're not going to get anything extra in it in that way. For free if you're looking for these options. Generations is doing like a podcast episode a week, and they have workbook pages for your kids to do, and this gets emailed to you every week. It's not too late to sign up for this. We did like the first one and it was great, but because of the other things that we're doing, we just haven't maintained putting it in our schedule. Masterbooks has a free mini unit printable of US history. I have a friend that's doing this with her kids. They're early elementary and they're really enjoying it. So you can go check it out. Even if you're not doing US history right now, go grab it while it's free and available and download it and save it in your files to do in the future. Maybe you'll need it then. Always keep in mind, you don't have to do everything that's provided either. You could just do the things like little segments that maybe aren't covered in something else that you're using and that's like a supplemental part. But why not use those? There are tons of companies that are doing this right now because they want your attention. And so those are two that I trust. I trust Generations and Masterbooks, and I really like the things that they do. Go check them out for more. But I'm sure that you could find things all over the place. Tell us down in the comments what you're using or other groups that you've seen that have free resources for teaching US history. Put those down below to help other moms out. There are so many book recommendations that I could give you for this. There are ones like the Imagination Station books for little kids to read. There's these like President Fandexes because they're like index cards and they're fans. We have them in states. If you're looking for more fun things to do with kids, you could get Letters in the Mail by History in the Mail or Heritage Letters. We have ones from Patrick Henry, Francis Scott Key that you can read about a specific time or person in history. So this one is Patrick Henry. There's a picture too. And so we can put these up on our timeline. So I really like them for that. These are not cost effective. These are expensive and you really have to work them in, and they don't necessarily match what you're doing at that moment. So for somebody who loves unit studies, these just don't always match up unless you're like saving them and then put them in your mailbox at the appropriate time and be like, oh, kids, there's a letter in the mail for you. Then something like that is kind of fun too. It just depends on the kind of learner that you have. I think some kids would really like these. Other kids, they won't faze them. It doesn't matter. And it's kind of based on your excitement as a parent. Utilize your library right now. Get things like George Washington and the General's Dog, Sam the Minuteman. There's the I Survived series for some kids that are a little bit older, elementary. There's My Name is America, the Journal of William Thomas Emerson, the Revolutionary War Patriot. These are like the American Girl doll books, if you know those. And then this is the next level in those. And these are journal entries from kids that went through times in history. I passed on all my girl copies to a friend, but I kept this little boy one, hoping that maybe one of my kids would pick it up. The Colonist Revolution, an interactive American Revolution adventure, choose your own adventure series. So as you're reading it, you'll be given choices, and then it'll tell you based on your choice what page to go to, and then they'll go there and the story continues from a different point. There's the What is the Declaration of Independence? So being able to just kind of read something brief like that is nice. Libraries have, I promise you, you can find these from your library or an interlibrary loan to save lots of money. Try to read something like the Constitution of the United States. Like, actually read the founding documents. Go into the Mayflower Compact and like read that with your kids. We need our kids reading those primary sources and going through them as a family to really understand like our history and foundation of our country. And so I really encourage you to kind of go back and find those resources. A lot of those you can find just online and print them out and read them together. For read alouds, I love The Sign of the Beaver. I've read this book twice to my kids, and I just find it so fun. It's about a little boy that's starting a log cabin with his family, but he gets left there while his dad goes back to get his mom and sisters or siblings. And then there's like this big snowstorm and things happen, whatever. And the dad can't make it back to him right away, and he has to survive the winter in the cabin by himself. And the beaver clan tribe of natives actually end up becoming friends with him and helping him to survive. So I really liked reading this book to my kids. Another one, Little House in the Big Woods, is a really good read aloud for your early age kids. when you're getting older and more into biographies, you can get these books from YWAM, The Heroes of History. There's Daniel Boone, Frontiersman. There's Davy Crockett. And so these are much longer reads to your kids. But if you're in the upper elementary, middle school, these are great to be reading to our kids and really helping them to like dive in. Like, yes, you might be stuck on one person for a while reading about them, but that deep, like pouring in and reading and studying one person can do a lot more than just memorizing facts and dates and a bunch of names. So over your years of homeschooling, you can go a little bit deeper with different people in history and make a big impact on your kids. But make sure to use trusted resources from Christians that you know are really going to portray the true story, the hardships, the depth that you want for your kids, showing how God was involved in their story as well. Don't waste your time with like some of these other books that I showed you. They are from a secular worldview. And so I like that they're just short, they're brief, they're little things, they're one-offs we can read quickly. If I'm going to be investing a lot of time, I want it to be solid from a company that I know is really going to invest in my child's character and their heart. So anyway, I just keep these up here and displayed. I don't necessarily have them like assigned to my kids to read, but they're available. And I often find my kids just picking up those books that we leave strewn about, is a homeschool term that you'll hear. And they're interested as we're learning, and they just kind of get those things without it being forceful. We're trying to have fun this summer. We're trying to learn and show that learning is enjoyable. I love learning, and I just bring my kids along on the adventure with me. Tell me what you're doing with your kids this summer. I hope to have a lot of other videos coming out about our upcoming homeschool curriculum picks. Make sure that you're subscribed so you see when those are available. And as always, all links are down in the description. See you soon. Bye.